Okay, let's talk about hyper awareness because you can either use hyper awareness in your favor or you can use it to almost beat yourself down in a way more, which I have a lot of experience in, and it's only gonna bring you more self destruct and it's really gonna mess with your self esteem. Because when you're hyper aware, you obviously are, you know what you're doing. And that can either make it easier for you to break the cycle or it can almost make it harder. It's like, I know I'm aware, but I'm just going to keep doing it. And when you get in that cycle, that is a really, really, really hard cycle to break. And also, when you're stuck in that cycle of, I know what I'm doing, I know I'm harming myself, I know this isn't the best thing for myself, but I'm going to continue to do it. It makes it even harder to break. It's like you find comfort in your self-destruction. You find comfort in your bad, maybe vices or bad habits. You start to find comfort in that. I don't want to say you're your biggest hater, but you're definitely aiding in your self-destruction more than anyone else could because you know what you're doing. I know we don't like to think that when other people do harmful things to us, they don't know what they're doing, but honestly, they really may not know. And a lot of people are honestly just stuck in their own patterns. So when someone else does something to you and you don't like it, you're like, wow, that person really hurt me. I don't like that they did that. They know exactly what they're doing. But sometimes they really don't. But you know what you're doing. But you know how you're hurting yourself or helping yourself. So the biggest thing I try to focus on is if I'm harming or helping myself, whether then other people around me are super aware of what they're doing to me. I just try to be super aware of what I'm doing to myself. I think that's the most important thing you can do. When it comes to other people, they may not be aware of exactly what they're doing to you, but you are aware of what you're doing to yourself. And it also comes to this point where I was like, either I'm going to continue to do these things to myself, either it's going to be a negative thing and I'm going to continue to go down that loop and that path, which brings you nothing but self-hate. It brings you nothing but shame because you start to hate yourself for destroying yourself. You start to hate yourself because you feel like you have no control. Like when it comes to your bad habits, you feel like you have no self-control over doing them while also knowing that you're choosing them. Or you can use your self-awareness to be like, wow, I'm really aware of these patterns that I'm having. So I'm going to be super self-aware and realize, you know what? I'm going to be the one to break it because I'm the one in charge. And that was what I had to realize is I'm the one in charge. And when you choose to be self-aware in a positive light and instead of continuing to choose these bad repeated cycles, instead of being like, okay, I know I'm choosing bad, I know I'm choosing wrong, I know I'm choosing to repeat the wrong things, when you can turn that literally around and do a 360 or a 180, you can turn it around and make it literally, like, I'm going to use one example. This is how I broke one of my bad vices. Is I knew that I was the one choosing it. And after a while, I decided to almost parent myself. You kind of get sick of yourself and your bad habits. And I chose to be self-aware in a good way. And every day that I chose not to do that bad thing, I was like, wow, I'm choosing better for myself. Instead of waking up and being like, wow, I'm choosing worse for myself. And that built my self-love so much. It built my self-confidence so much. It made me really appreciate myself, and it made me realize how powerful I am. Every day when you wake up and choose to do better for yourself, you are literally building your self-confidence, you're building your self-love, you're building a life that you want. When I think about my higher self, I think about, would my higher self be doing this every day? Or would she be fighting the urge? Or would she be turning and saying, you know what, I'm choosing not to do this. So every day I choose up and I say, I'm not going to do this. Every time I wake up and I say, I'm not doing this. I'm doing this instead. I'm being a higher version of myself and I'm stepping into a higher level. And I'm stepping into closer and closer and closer to the life that I know I deserve. So live the life that you know you deserve. Repeat the patterns that you know you deserve. And you don't deserve the negative patterns. You deserve so, so much more. So my biggest advice is ask yourself, would my higher self do this? Or would my higher self do that? When I envision this version of myself, what is that what does it take on a daily basis to get myself there? If I continue to do the things that I'm doing every day, will in 5 years, will that help me be towards a successful place, or will it help me be towards a lower place that I don't want to be? I know that I'm making the right decision because I'm making choices every day that I know are going to help me to be successful. And in 10 years from now, if I continue to do these things, I will be where I want to be. I am where I am now, and I'm happy to be here, and I want to be here, but I know I don't want to stay here. I know I want to continue to move up. So I use my self-awareness to literally to uplift myself instead of tear myself down. Instead of being like, ugh, I hate myself for continuing these bad patterns, I love myself for choosing better. And I love myself so much that every day I wake up and I choose better, it's bringing me closer to who I want to be. And it also makes me so proud of myself, and it shows you what you truly are capable of. So if you feel like you're super hyper aware and it's not working out in your favor, it's because you're choosing wrong and you know you are, which is such a blessing versus some people who are just unaware and repeat these same cycles their whole life. You're aware of these bad cycles, which means you have the ability to change. You have the ability to do better, which maybe not everyone does. I know we want to think that, but maybe not everyone does, but you do, because you're aware of your patterns. And that's the first step in doing better, is being aware of what you're repeating and being aware of what you know is not good for you. So it's okay. You're literally choosing the right path by being aware of all these bad things that you continue to do. But now it's time to step into this next level and be like, okay, I'm mad at myself for doing these things. So now I'm going to choose better for myself. And when you do that, first of all, you're taking it day by day. When you think about maybe a bad pattern that you want to stop thinking about how you're going to never be able to do this thing again. You need to think about, okay, I chose not to do that today. And that's bringing me closer to the person that I want to be. And all you have to do is continue to do that every day. And soon weeks will go by, months will go by, and you'll be like, wow, I'm so proud of myself. I'm literally a newer, better, higher version of myself because I chose to be it. That's what makes it beautiful, and that's what makes you love yourself even more, because you get to choose better for yourself. Other people don't. The way other people get to treat you, is completely different from how you get to treat yourself. It's completely different. And the way you treat yourself will always matter way, way more than how other people treat you. Because how other people treat you isn't really a reflection of who you are, but how you treat yourself is a true reflection of who you are and how you see yourself and what you really want for yourself. So let's choose things that make us better. Let's choose things that make us want to live our life. Let's choose things that make us want to love ourselves, that will make us so proud of ourselves. When I think back months ago to the person that I used to be and versus who I am now, it's because I wake up every day and I choose to do better. Because I'm so aware. And I'm using my awareness in my favor. I'm using my awareness to be better in my favor, and I'm proud of myself. It's not only just stopping things that are bad for you, but once you stop them, you're literally gonna think of all the ways that you can start to better your life. And when you are the one who decides that you deserve better and you actually implement that, it will mean so much more than anything anyone else could ever do for you, because you're choosing yourself out of self-love. That is the highest form of self-love, is breaking patterns and saying, I deserve better. That is literally the highest form of love you could ever give yourself, because you're genuinely going to be proud of yourself because you know you've put in the work to be better. So just put in the work, and it's a day-by-day thing. It's a baby step thing. It's not, oh, well, if I have to stop doing this, I'm never going to be able to do it again in my life. No. Let's think about today and the things we can do today, the things we can do right now, that when we think about what we're doing, it's going to be, wow, I am choosing this and I'm proud of myself for choosing this, versus, wow, I'm hyper aware and I'm choosing this and I hate myself for choosing this. It's a big difference. So think about the little things in your life that you're choosing that can make your life worse or it can make your life better. Just start there and start with little things that will bring you to a higher version of yourself. It's not about I need to do a complete 180 and change every aspect of my life. It's the baby steps towards being a better person, towards being a better version of yourself. Because we all have these lower versions of ourselves and higher versions, and it's based off what we choose every day. And we do that through the decisions, and we do that through the patterns, and we do that through the choices. So when you notice that you're hyper aware, be glad for that gift, because you have the power to literally change your life. And not everyone is going to be able to see what they're doing and acknowledge that they're the one choosing that, even if it's a bad thing. So be proud of yourself that you acknowledge your bad habits, that you acknowledge how you're self-aware, and use it in your favor instead of beating yourself up about it. Because beating yourself up isn't going to help you be a better version of yourself. Choosing self-love does, and you do that through better decisions.